Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Sag, I hope you're well. I feel your spirit guides coming in very strongly on my left side. They're muting my ear, tunneling my ear right now, which allows me to really accept the messages that are going to be coming from them. So thank you to your spirit guides for being here. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy is going to be from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle deck, and the tarot portion of the reading will be from the Princess Bride Tarot, one of my favorite all-time movies, and I hope that you've watched it. If you haven't, that's fine, but if you have, then you know how special it is. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angel Spirits, Guides, what messages do you have for Sagittarius? The overall energy for Sagittarius. Thank you. The Chess Queen. Interesting. Number 30, which reduces to a 3, corresponding to the Empress card of the Major Arcana, Taurus and Libra energy. The Empress is my favorite card in any tarot deck because it represents the power of all four queens of the tarot and represents being the master attractor, somebody who is so confident and so in the same vibration as their manifestations that they just can't help but attract good things towards them. Trust and strategizing, the Chess Queen. This is very much, sorry for the glare, but it's very much the feeling of the Empress with this beautiful feminine energy, being surrounded by this greenery, this lushness, and also, you know, the queen, like if we, I don't know if you've ever played chess. I have played chess, but I'm not proficient at it in any way, but I do know that the queen, for me in chess, is one of the most exciting pieces because the queen can move the whole breadth of the board if she wants to in diagonals. She can move very, very far and very quickly. It doesn't mean she's necessarily the best piece, but she's tremendously powerful, much more powerful than the king. Much more powerful than the king. I don't know why that felt important to say too. Something about being in your divine feminine energy at this time will serve you better, at least in the short term. To be in the divine feminine energy. What does that mean in the earthly realm, in the day-to-day? To me, it feels like it means to be in a place of receptivity. So, typical day, someone offers to help you, you accept. If you go out to coffee with someone and they offer to pay, you accept. Graciously, always. Gratefully and graciously. And you can say, I got you next time. You can say that if you want to, but you don't have to. If someone says, I have this person that I would love for you to meet because you and this person seem like you get along really well, and they're a great person and you're a great person. Would you be willing to meet them? I accept. It's this state of being where we aren't afraid to incorporate good things into our lives that come from other people, other means. Because if we're in Emperor energy and Divine Masculine energy, we're just constantly on the grind. We're going after it. We're trying to tackle it. But when we're in Empress energy, you're just like, I'm chilling. I'm here. I'm here for the vibes. And I feel good. And I just know that Spirit's going to provide. I just know it. I just feel it. I just trust. Right? And that's what it's about, trust and strategizing, right? So it's not just about trust, but it's also about using your mind to be discerning at the same time. So let's say somebody wants to like help you out or have you network with people, and they say, you know, I really like your style, I like your leadership skills, I like your presence, and I would love for you to come speak to a group of my employees. I just think that you'd have so much to offer everybody. What do you say? And you say, well, okay, I accept, but I would like to make sure that we're doing it at the end of the week as opposed to the middle of the week, because that works better for me, and or I just want to speak to a group of new managers because I feel like I'll have the most impact with them. So you get an offer, but then you have your own stipulations around that offer. So you're not just taking anything in, you're taking in specific things, because that's another thing too. When we're really high vibrational and we give off a lot of love and light and good energy, everything comes at you. You don't have to accept everything, but it is good to accept the things that you want and not be apologetic about it and not be shy about it, which is difficult to do, especially if you're a giver. If you are naturally a giver and someone wants to give back to you, it's very difficult, and I understand that. So Sagittarius, this is a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit of a challenge for you, just because you are an energy that is adventurous and wants to go out and do things. You're a fire sign. You take charge, you take the lead. You're very exploratory, very interested in a lot of different things. So for you to kind of relax that could be difficult. But Spirit is calling your attention to it. Be strategic. 3 cards for the base red, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future. And at the end, I'll pull a card of advice from Spirit. I am only taking uprights in this reading. Two more. Sag. Man. An extra card came out. I'm going to show that to you in a second. 6 cards for the base spread. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are major arcana. 4 out of 6 major arcana. The first 22 cards of the tarot. Talking about divinely guided energies. Powerful. Representing the archetypes of human experience. They're no joke cards. The minor arcana, that's the kind of interactions, interplay of our everyday. But the major arcana, it's like we brought the big dogs in. The spiritual big dogs. Okay, and you have 4. Okay, the extra card that came out is the Ace of Florins, or the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we see any of the aces, Aces bring new from spirit, also a big deal card. Aces are just like a whole shift, a shift in consciousness and energy and vibration. And it's like, it's so crazy. I'm flashing back to a dream I had 2 nights ago. I dreamt that I was finding money everywhere, like all over the ground. It was like appearing out of nowhere. I was like in a restaurant or something. It was just, I'd walk 10 steps and there'd be like a pile of paper bills and gold coins like this, and I'd pick it up and looking around like, does this belong to anybody? Wait, it belongs to me. And then I'd walk another 10 steps and then just be another pile, and I was like, am I on candid camera? Like, is this a joke? This is so much money. And I just, in the dream, I was just picking up money. I don't know, and I just had a flashback to that. Could it be that easy? Ace of Pentacles. New money coming in, perhaps? Something new, something good. Opportunities, doors opening, people saying hello. New chances. That's what the aces, that's what this ace is all about anyway. It's beautiful. It's abundant. In the past energy, tremendously beautiful. Wow. Number 6 of the major arcana, the Lovers. Beautiful card. Gemini represented here. The Lovers can talk about divine partnership, divine union. Also talks about making choices, choice point. Like really being at this place where you have to consult your heart first. Following your heart, your deepest desires, and it's clarified by number 17, the star. It's like, wow. The star clarifying the Lovers. Wishes granted. Wishes sent, wishes granted, right? Exactly as the Empress would want it to be. And it's funny too, because, you know, he's like this. In the movie The Princess Bride, there's a grandpa reading the story of the Princess Bride to his grandson. And it's almost like his grandson looking up at the lovers in the story and imagining all the wonder and the beauty of true love. And he's reading about it. He's imagining it. It's larger than life. The star energy can be larger than life. Being the star of your own story. The Spirit's giving me. I don't know if anyone has ever, I'm sure some of you have seen the movie. It's a rom-com. It's called The Holiday with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, Jack Black, and Jude Law. It's so cute. I hate to say it. I really enjoy that movie. I don't know that I'd ever watch it again, but I watched it a few times when it came out, and it's cute. And it's about love, right? It's about finding love and finding the right person for us. And there's this one scene where Kate Winslet is talking to her older neighbor, and he's like a movie producer or whatever, and he says, I don't know what her name is in the movie, Maggie. I have no idea what her name is in the movie, but he says to her, you know, you've got to be, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, you've got to be the lead in your own movie of your life. You've got to be the star of your own movie, because if you put somebody else in that position, you're gonna get lost. That's kind of like the gist of it, right? Very wise. Even though it's a rom-com, it's very wise, sage advice. Be the star of your own movie, of your own life. Put yourself front and center. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that allows you to be your fullest self, so that you can be there for others, so that you can be inspiring to others, right? And I just feel like you've really something in the recent past has really served you well to believe that for yourself, and it's really quite beautiful. No notes. It's like really beautiful. It involves the imagination. It involves suspending disbelief. It involves a little bit of luck and magic and mystery. And it involves authenticity. Right? Coming together. This could be a divine partnership. It could be a true blue friendship, a ride or die friendship. It could be a reconnection with family that just feels right. Whatever it is, it feels healing, because the star is Aquarius here. Gemini and Aquarius feels healing. Okay, but now where we are in the present energy, this really resonates. I'm a Sag rising, and this really feels so true, Spirit. Number 9 of the major arcana, Virgo, represented here with the Hermit. So interesting too. You see these things hanging down from the ceiling. It's like bundles of garlic. I was watching, I don't know why these things end up on my feed, but I mean, I'm kind of glad that they do, because it's like meditative and calming. Sometimes you just need something. If you're gonna doom scroll, right, it's nice to doom scroll something that is calming. And so lately I've been watching people harvest their own vegetables. I don't know. It's like, I love watching. It's like inspires me to grow my own vegetables, but like I don't have a yard. I live in an apartment. Anyway, one day. So anyway, I've been watching people harvest their own vegetables and like pull carrots out of the ground and pick tomatoes and strawberries, and it's very like comforting. I don't know. And you know that stuff tastes good because it was grown with love, right? Anyway, I was watching this person harvesting garlic and then replanting more garlic for the next season. And he was he's like wiping all the dirt off, and he was carefully bundling it and putting thread through it so he could hang it and dry it. And because you look at fresh garlic, it looks nothing like when you see it in the store. It looks so different, actually. But for some reason, I'm thinking of, okay, maybe you're in hermit mode right now and you're growing your own food. You're tending to your garden, which can mean so many things metaphorically, right? Symbolically. You're tending to your own garden at this time. You're watering, you're cultivating. You're making sure things are preserved and in order and are thriving. It's like a preparation period, I feel like. Hermit energy also talks about when we kind of retreat from society and we do a lot of spiritual work on our own with no input from others except spirit. So this is a very solitary energy that you could find yourself in right now. Contemplation. Perhaps because there's been a tower moment, number 16. Another major arcana, clarifying a major arcana. So the tower happens when there's been great shock, awe, and upheaval. When there was something that just wasn't working out and something had to be knocked on its butt, you know, we had to be knocked out of a complacent period because there was no growth. There was only stagnancy. Right? There's only stagnancy. So Spirit kind of had to take us, extricate us from the situation. And so now we're in a rebuilding period. What did this have to do with, Spirit? What is this related to? The Magician, another major arcana, very powerful. Your spirit guides are really with you and really intervening on your behalf in some in some sense. Number 1 of the major arcana. The Magician is a character who has the power of all 4 suits of the tarot and uses all the resources at their disposal to manifest, to make something come true. So I asked what this tower, what this energy is all about. Why are we kind of having to go through our dark night of the soul, or our contemplation, our quietude? Why now? And it has to do with a manifestation. And Spirit's giving me an example, which I will be very vague about, but basically I know somebody who applied to something and they didn't get it, but they almost did. And when they realized that they were almost on the precipice of getting exactly what they manifested, they kind of flipped out a little bit, because it's like, oh my God, I asked for this, the words came out of my mouth, and it's here, and I don't think I want it anymore. So you got to be careful, because you're very powerful right now. You have your archangels and your spirit guides kind of backing you up, and they're not putting judgment on anything that you're asking for. They're just trying to help you make it come true. So you want to be very careful. Sorry, I held up the wrong card. You want to be very careful in what you manifest at this time, because Spirit is listening. Spirit is listening, and something might not have been exactly as you thought. That's okay. It's not a failure, not by any means. But there is a little bit of regrouping, reconsideration, and that's perfectly fine. That's why we're here, right? In the Earth School, we're here to just like have experiences and learn and grow. It's not necessarily all about suffering and chaos and unhappiness. We don't want that. And sometimes it happens, but that's not what we're going after. But we are gonna lean in, if we are able, lean into being challenged. Yeah, that expression is coming to me. It's like, what is the expression? God only gives you what you can handle, or something like that. God gives you what he knows you can handle. It's something like that. Like, you got this. You got to take a minute and maybe be in a space of meditation or quietude, and like just really, really assess what it is that you want and why you want it. Where is the manifestation coming from? Is it coming from a place of true desire and gratitude and happiness? Or is it coming from a place of desperation and fear? Is it coming from a place of apathy? Where is it coming from? In the future potential, 2 fire sign cards, your energy. The King of Wands. King is at the top of the suit, obviously. King has a mastery over the suit, and those suit of wands is all about action taking, decisiveness, impetus, inspiration, creativity, inspired action, right? Inspired action and inspiring others to join you. Leadership energy, that's the King of Wands. Really beautiful. Clarified by the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands can be a card of protection. Protecting what it is that we've worked so hard for. So I think in the future potential, you're going to kind of use all your natural abilities to guide you into the next steps, while also being very mindful of what it is that you already have and not taking that for granted. It seems important to say. That seems very important to say, because there could have been a moment where it's like you had to see something for yourself, or like you had to see that the grass wasn't greener on the other side, but you had to see it for yourself. You weren't going to believe anybody if they told you. You had to experience it for yourself, and then you did, and then you were like, yuck, why did I ever think that was a good idea? It's okay. You needed to have that experience. Now that you do, you put it in your lexicon, in your realm of experience, in your realm of awareness. So then you use that wisdom in the next decision. Let's get a card of advice from Spirit. This is for Sagittarius. Thank you. You're going to be fine, Sag. Spirit is really, when I tell you, don't ever doubt the Spirit has your back. I was wondering when the Emperor was going to show up, because he hasn't really shown up for any of the other readings. It's like, what does the Emperor card even look like? Because this is a pretty new deck to me. What does it even look like? And here it is for you. This didn't even come out for Aries. This is an Aries card. It came out for you, Sag. Number 4 of the Major Arcana, power of all 4 kings. Runs an empire, CEO, boss, leader. Knows what they want, goes after what they want, delegates to other people and says, you go get what I want. So now you have number 3 represented here, Empress. Number 4, Emperor. That's a divine match. And it could simply just talk about a mastery. Attaining a mastery over the divine feminine, divine feminine aspects, divine masculine aspects of who you are. But this is your advice. It's not where you are quite yet. Spirit says this is, you need to kind of take your rightful place as the Emperor. Thank you, Spirit. You need to, and I mean, the King of Wands is like the closest in the minor arcana to the Emperor. There's a lot of fiery energy here. So for the time being, it's like receive. And when the moment is right, strike, act, do, achieve. That's your reading, Sag. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Sag.